Hi, my name is Brooke DeHont. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, and I'm a half-pipe snowboarder. So half-pipe snowboarding, it's basically half of a circle. The walls are 22 feet, and most athletes get about 5 tricks in the half-pipe as we make our way down the walls. So obviously we spend a lot of time training in the half-pipe, but we also spend a lot of time training in the gym. Being strong is super important in our sport, and recently airbag training has become a huge thing in our sport. I spent my summer in Innsbruck, Austria, training on an airbag all summer, so kind of a more safe environment where you can practice your tricks and then take them to the real half-pipe. I fell in love with snowboarding at first because I got to hang out with my family and we would spend time in the mountains together. And then from there, I think what really caught me was the freedom and the creativity. When you're on the mountain, you don't really have to think about anything else and you're just super locked in on what you're doing. Fear is definitely huge in our sport. What we're doing is scary. We're flying 20 feet out above the half-pipe. But for me, I kind of like fear. That's part of it. Before I do a new trick, I kind of like getting into that fear, flow state feeling. I think that's what helps keep you dialed, and for me, that's just part of the fun. Injury is definitely part of my sport. It happens a lot. We do some scary stuff in the half-pipe. So I think having a good support team and going to the gym and having mental therapists is super important. I think really just taking the time to let your body and mind heal properly is really important for a good return back to snow. I'm mostly excited for in Milano Cortina this year is just having a normal Olympic experience, and with COVID last time I feel like I didn't really get to interact with the athletes or have that real Olympic experience, so I'm just excited to be able to hang out with other athletes and really just enjoy this experience this time around. I think I've grown so much in my snowboarding and as a person, and I'm really excited to take some of my confidence and my learnings in the last 4 years into this next games. The best advice I've gotten from a coach is probably enjoying the process. We get to go to the most beautiful places and it's easy to take for granted the smaller contests or the little wins. So I think just appreciating the little wins and giving yourself a pat on the back and just enjoying the process is super important. I think women's sports is an amazing place right now, especially in snowboarding. That's what's close to home for me, and I think watching the progression has been so amazing and inspiring to other young girls. I think exposure and opportunity is super important for us. The more exposure we get, the more we can inspire young girls of what's possible and what we can achieve. When I grew up, I didn't have that many girls in sport, especially as I grew, more girls continue to drop out. So I think building a super strong community is important, and me now as I'm older and have a little influence, I know the importance and value of hanging out with younger girls and spending time and helping them at my local hills whenever I can. Fashion and beauty, I think, is a super cool space in our sport. We all get to wear our own outerwear in different sizes and add our own customization to it. And I always say, look good, ride good. I think you feel better when you feel like you have a cool outfit on. So I think fashion is something that's always been super important to me. And as I grow, I've really gotten into sewing and that part of the whole fashion side. So I think that's my goal in the future, is to work in that industry and be able to take my fashion knowledge and put it in my snowboarding. I think I started sewing bags because it was kind of easy and I like stuff that's functional. And now I've been sewing a lot of jackets and pants, stuff that I can snowboard in, but also just wear casually. Snowboarding is pretty all-consuming, so to balance kind of my snowboarding and personal life, I think hobbies are super important and things that keep you grounded and can kind of take your mind off sport. I love hiking and climbing, and spending time outdoors I think is a great way to get your mind off snowboarding. My favorite thing about Calgary, probably the proximity to the mountains. You're only like an hour drive away from some of the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen. So I think Calgarians take advantage of the mountains more.